you have made great progress to your fitness and gym goals, like me, boom, but you are going on holiday and you want to enjoy yourself without completely erasing all of your progress. Well, here is how. If you have gym access on your holiday, that is best case scenario. As for your whole duration there, you could just do 1 or 2 quite intense sessions and that will be you done. Or if you wanted to, and you really enjoy the gym and you have a bit of time on your holiday, you could go more often but do shorter sessions that are quite intense, and then you can go enjoy the rest of your holiday. I'm talking, 20, 30-minute sessions. However, if you do not have gym access, there are a few things you can do. Firstly, you could just do a few sets of press-ups, pull-ups every single day, or a few days for the holiday. This will mean you are hitting basically all of the essential muscle groups on your physique, and it will make sure you don't lose any muscle at all. However, a key point we must mention here is that if you are going on holiday that is less than around 2 weeks long, then even if you don't train, you likely will lose no muscle, because you only start to lose muscle when you haven't trained for over 2 weeks, essentially. Muscle breakdown and muscle loss only occurs around that 2-week period. So if you're away for 1 week, it means you are not going to lose any muscle at all if you don't train. Even though it may look like it to you, or you may think you are losing muscle, you aren't. Your muscle doesn't start breaking down if you don't go to the gym for a week. And just a disclaimer, again, you may look in the mirror and feel as if you've lost muscle. That's just because your glycogen stores might be a bit lower. There's less water in the muscle just simply because you're not training. So don't think you're getting smaller if you haven't been to the gym for a week. That is literally impossible. Like, your body doesn't break down muscle if you haven't trained for a week. If you haven't trained for 3 weeks, definitely your muscle will start to break down. But if it's 1, even 2 weeks, your muscle isn't going to be breaking down. You're not going to lose any muscle at all. If you're like me, who still wants to go on holiday, really enjoy themselves, but wants to make sure they don't impact their physique really at all, here's a few things you can do. Try your best to do a bit of exercise here and there. So for me, I'm going to try get 10,000 steps in every single day, which is pretty easy when you're on holiday because you're out and about, going to the sea, etc. You're going to be getting quite high step counts. So I'm just going to be wearing my Apple Watch, or I'll just bring my phone along because your phone can track your steps for you. And I'm just going to make sure I get a high amount of steps throughout the day. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, another thing I'm going to do is, because I know my maintenance calories, I am going to try to stick to them as much as possible. Listen, I'm not a robot. I'm not someone who is, only going to stick to their maintenance calories when they're on holiday. This is meant to be the most relaxing part of your year. Enjoy it. But I am just going to know my maintenance calories. So I know if I'm 5,000 calories over, I can expect, a bit of fat gain. And that is okay. You're on holiday, but I just want to know. I just want to have that kind of baseline I can stick to and know, okay, if I go past this, I'm likely going to be gaining a little weight, and that's completely okay. So if you know your maintenance calories, you could on your holiday stick to it if you really wanted to, but it's just a good baseline. It's a good foundation to your calories that you're going to be eating. Okay, I've ate 2,700 calories today, and that's actually all I'm eating today. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's completely okay. But you could see your 2,700 calories, you eat 4,000 calories, but at least okay, I'm this much over, instead of just going in blindly. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing, making sure I am tracking my calories a little bit and knowing, okay, I'm at my calorie maintenance now. Okay, I'm going past it. Okay, I'm in a surplus now. Just so I know when I get back what I need to do to get back on track and I haven't destroyed my whole physique. So I'm just going to try get a high step count in, and also on top of that, I'm going to be swimming quite a bit. I'm going to be active in this time. So even if I'm eating more calories, it's probably not going to impact me much at all because I'm going to be more active. Listen, it is your holiday. Enjoy yourself. Even if you think, I'm going to gain a bit of fat, you can lose that fat in literally a week, 2 weeks if you diet. And a little bit of fat gain here and there is probably quite healthy for you, just for your body to have that surplus calories, use them nutrients well, and, you know, kind of reset your body for a bit so you can diet back down to the body fat percentage you want and you can feel lean again, and it will help with your diet exhaustion. So diet exhaustion is basically how much you can adhere to your diet. So say, for example, you're only eating whole foods, you're only eating chicken and potatoes all day. If you're doing that for 10, 12 weeks, your diet exhaustion is probably going to be very high. But when you go on this holiday, when you enjoy yourself, you eat the nice foods, you eat the processed foods here and there, you know, you just enjoy yourself. That's what you're meant to do on a holiday. You relax. When you come back, your diet exhaustion is going to be so much lower, just because you haven't been sticking to this really restrictive diet where you're just eating these whole foods or just eating these healthy foods. And then it means when you get back, you're going to be able to adhere to your diet better because that diet exhaustion is lower. So even if you think, I'm gaining weight on holiday, oh my God, I'm ruining my progress, think about this. If you didn't go on the holiday and you weren't having nice foods here and there, you know, enjoying yourself, you might actually make less progress. Let me explain. If you are only sticking to this really restrictive, only whole foods diet, your diet exhaustion is just going to carry on climbing. And then at some point, because you're not a robot, you're a human being, it's just going to boil over. You're going to go and have the massive cheat day. You're going to completely, you know, go 5, 10,000 calories over your normal calories. And you might do that for days on end. And that is more unhealthy for you than just going on holiday and having, you know, the foods that you want to have there, because you're, first of all, not having it in such a short amount of time, so your body can't even use those calories as well. But also, you're not going to be enjoying it as much. You're not doing it on holiday and enjoying yourself, you know, relaxing, stuff like that. You're going to feel really stressed once you've had this big cheat days, and you're just not going to feel as good. Listen, fitness is never meant to take over your life. It's never meant to completely destroy all your fun. Just go on holiday, train a little bit here and there. If there's a gym, go to the gym, you know, maybe for a half an hour a day. You'll have half an hour on your holiday to go and work out. If you're someone like me, you would literally enjoy it. Like, I would love to be able to go into the gym on holiday. It's hot, it feels good, you've got the music playing, everything's nice. If you don't want to do that, fine. If you don't have a gym, fine. Just go do a few press-ups, a few pull-ups every single day, just to make sure you're maintaining your muscle mass. And then when it comes to your diet, have a bit of fun. Be in a bit of a surplus for a few days. You know, don't go crazy overboard and just have 10,000 calories every single day. That probably won't even be enjoyable at that point. Be a few hundred calories over your maintenance, whatever. Enjoy yourself. Have the processed foods. Enjoy your time with your friends, your family, whatever. And then, you know, if you have put on a few pounds when you get back home, it's not a big deal. Your body is going to be thankful that you've given it that nutrients, then extra calories, and it's going to be using that well to continue making progress, continue making muscle gains, etc. But also, your diet adherence is going to be much better because you've had that kind of break away from being really restrictive. And so don't view going on holiday as this, you know, terrible thing because you have to, you know, go and eat these foods and, you know, you have to, you know, not adhere to your complete strict diet. Listen, man, there's more to life than just focusing on 5 meals every single day, 50 grams of protein every single one. Like, come on, man, you've got a week in your life. You're not going to lose any muscle if you don't train and you enjoy yourself and you're eating more foods than you usually do or eating more processed foods. Sure, it's not like completely healthy, but these are the memories you're going to make for your whole life. You know, you're going to remember these moments where, you know, you're, I don't know, on the cruise ship, having a nice meal with your family or, you know, your wife, whatever. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you really care, when you get back, you can lock back in and, you know, stick to your diet. Just a disclaimer, my full aesthetic body course is in the link in the description. It tells you exactly how to build the aesthetic body and get in the best shape of your life. Go check it out. Link in the description.